Saran Sat Sri Akal, Namaskar, a very warm good evening and a very hearty welcome from me. On a very happy medium, I'm saying good evening, welcome, Jai Shri Krishna, Jambusana, Karibuni to my health show, which is every Monday at 9:40. Apne yaar dost mitranu daso. In this show, I try to give you information on a topic to do with health and what the function is, but what are we lacking and what we must do to maintain. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਡੀ ਰੱਖ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ and we carry out the mileage run, we check the MOT, we check the oil, we check the water, we check there's water in the wipers, but we fail to understand that by the time you're 25 in today's young age, bache have already subjected themselves to so many different foods and so many Western foods, so many processed foods, so many sprays that we didn't have in our childhood, that they are now heading on to diseases 30 years before our respected senior members of the family. So all these things are coming through, also creating stress, because bad food and bad sleep and less sleep creates a lot of bad information in the upper extremities. And what am I talking about today is going to be the most amazing computer of the human body. The most amazing computer has an amazing CPU that will, and a memory card that stores the memory. When we are born with, from head to toe, with amazing organs. But one of the most amazing organs that in 1 millionth second, information from axes and neurons and synapses is running in and out from our head, from our brain, to the spinal cord, to the rest of the body. The topic today is of the brain. Sada ਦਿਮਾਗ, ਸਾਡੀ ਸੋਚਣੀ, ਸਾਡਾ ਸਿਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਸਾਡੀ ਖੋਪੜੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ, ਅੱਜ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਗਿਆਨ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ ਹਾਂ। ਤੇ ਜੋ ਕੁਛ ਮੈਂ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਸਟੋਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਸਿਰ ਦੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, and I'm taking that out from my storage area, which is the gray matter, and the white matter is the one that keeps your also the brain ticking away. It's the demise of the gray matter that leads on to so many ill healths. So ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦਕਸ਼ੋ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਦੀ ਹਸਾਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ, ਕਦੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਰੁਲਾਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ। ਹੱਸਦੇ ਰਹੋ, ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਹੱਸਦੇ ਰਹੋ। ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਉਤਰਾਈਆਂ ਚੜਾਈਆਂ ਆਉਂਦੀਆਂ, but never put yourself in a sad mode and a sad medium, because there's, at the end of the day, 9 out of 10 worries are never worth worrying about. We just put ourselves in such a fix that we clutter our brain with a baggage of things and emotions and depression and anger and rage and hatred that leads on to lack of sleep. With the lack of sleep, you're not functioning today, you won't function tomorrow, and getting through this everyday scenario will then take you on to quite a miserable person, very grey looking face, swollen eyes, black eye bags underneath, and then leading on to you snapping at the family, at the children. And then they say, sometimes wives comes and says, my husband is like a wild dog in the house, what can you do? And sometimes the wives are the other way around. बस ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਕੁਛ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਜੋ ਪ੍ਰਭੂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਦਾ ਪਰਵਿਸ਼ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਰਨੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ। ਖੁਰਾਕ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਦੇਣੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਰੀਰ ਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ। What we eat is what we are. Today's slogan is what we eat is what we are. What we put into this body, we get out. Whatever we put, we process, our body ingests, we assimilate, it gets to our organs, we digest, and then we nurture information through the cells that is running from the brain. What is the brain? It is the biggest thinking power beyond any medicine to understand how much we can store. We can store so much rubbish in here. We can store so much garbage. We can store so many good memories. We can memorize things. We can remember and backlog and remember the past, the present, and think for the future. It is your box. It is your computer box. It is your memory. Some people have great memories. Some children don't need to study much. They need only one lesson, and for the rest of the 3 months, they remember that information. Some children, those who have had your GCSE and A-level results ready to go into university now, congratulations to all the Sikh children who across the globes do so much hard work and get amazing results to get yourself a future. Education, education, education is so important. But if we cannot store information in this head, which is like a walnut, if you compare a throat with the brain, it is not any different. Even the wriggly shape of the throat is exactly the whole mass of the brain. It is the heaviest part where the neck will hold our brain, which is about 3 pounds in weight, but the scalp is heavier. Imagine कि रब ने सानू खोपड़ी एक shell ਦਿੱਤੀ ਆ, ਉਹ shell ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੰਨਾ delicate matter ਆ is the brain matter. And us brain matter ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ we have, you know, it's the most amazing RAC ਕਹਿ ਲਓ, ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਇਹ relay center ਹੈਗਾ ਆ, ਇੱਥੋਂ ਗੱਡੀ ਚੱਕਣੀ, ਉੱਥੇ ਗੱਡੀ breakdown ਹੋਈ, ਉੱਥੋਂ ਚੱਕਣੀ, ਉੱਧਰੋਂ ਛੱਡਣੀ, next driver is rushing out. It has got the most amazing relay system from head to toe. For me to even talk to you or to make any action, 1 millionth second before I even spoke, I had already thought about it before I actually made the sound to you. So ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਨਿੱਘਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ। ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਰਾਸ ਉਸ ਜਰਨੀ ਤੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਵਾਂਗੀ where you'll think back and say, I really need to do something about my brain, about my head. But what goes wrong through our period of our young life to puberty, to having bad friends? Some people fall in bad company, some people fall in good company because that is the best way. Some people listen to their parents, giving them the values of Sikhism and Sikh Ityas and Sikh Virsa and good food, and then take their children into university to have higher education. Without education and a good white collar job, life is very hard. So you must be very grateful for the mothers who've given you birth, because you have genetically got the same kind of brain power that they have, yet children sometimes try to be sharper. But never compare, if you have 3 children, never compare one child with the other and the third. Never say, eh nalaik hai, mera ek vadda bachcha bada chust haiga, eh bada sust haiga, eh kam nahi karda. Each child has a personality, and this that personality through which they can carry on through their future. But taste na maro, don't keep stabbing your children with negative information. Give them that you know, free will to discuss their flaws and what their life's you know, thoughts and patterns are, because if you don't sit on the dinner table, you'll never know what your child is thinking. This head keeps so much bad information, but also can keep very good information, and we can also data recall from the back of our head of what we had 10 years ago. Some people have a blip of a short memory. Some people have a blip of a long memory. They can't remember the past. Some people have a seniority symptoms or a seniority blip. That means for that one moment, somebody is coming right in front of you, and for the heck, you can't remember the person's name. And just not to embarrass the person, you try to go through the talk and, you know, try to remember, damn, what is that person's name? It may come to you, it may not, but through embarrassment, sometimes we try not to expose our short blipping memory. So this, you know, vertebrae, which is animal species, jehde Rabb ne sanu ditte hai, vertebrae are all the animals that have vertebrae at the back with the spine. No robot or no scientist can match a human brain, full stop, period. The intervertebrates, which is the sponges, the jellyfish, and the sea squirts, they do not have a brain. They are brainless, but they have localized network nerve nets which are present instead of the brain. So we don't say they are brain dead, but there are other networks, nerve systems, jehde ke these animals are in the sea, in the aquatic world. So, you know, lots of information is encasement de vich hai, is 1/4 inch thick scalp jehda ek human bone hai, the strongest bone, and God has made it great. He's given us a rib cage. Inside the rib cage, he's given us the most amazing lungs, the liver, the heart. That's an encasement. If we never had a rib cage, we'll all be floppy and rubbly, and you know, we just won't have that pivoting shape of a body. It's so that ਉਸ cage ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ the most amazing organs are kept there. They are capsulated. When you have a capsule, you don't know the taste of the capsule because it's in a outer shell. Until it goes to the stomach, or if it breaks up in the mouth or with the water, you might get an aftertaste. But that's how capsulated the body is. A human body should never be operated upon, as they say, because that disturbs the gases. It should never be cut, you know. So, but surgery and intervention of surgery and chemotherapy and radiotherapy over these years has made longevity of the human race. And it may be under drugs, obviously, you know, having had any kind of surgery, it involves drug intake, or any kind of organ replacement involves drug intake. Two organs in your body, folks, you can never replace. The pancreas, it can be, you can have a pancreas transplant. You can never, ever have a brain transplant. Once a person has had an accident or is brain damaged, that means that the locomotion, the body's memory, the speech, the movement, the balance, all this will be impaired and compromised. So it's so amazing that is case de vich, ek brain de vich, we have 5 senses. We have the sense of vision, we have got the sense of hearing, the sense of touch. एक माड़ा जा सेक लगदा अपने कुकर नू या गैस कुकर नू, and we move back in a split 100 second that something is hot. And we have the sense of taste and smell. बड़ी छेती आपां नू smell ja, we will taste food and say, oh, this is delicious. I have a family who have got 3 children who have got the, you know, the RNA5 DNA missing. It is this chromosome that's missing. They have got no sense to touch. They have no sense of pain. They can touch the most hot boiling water and not feel the pain or not jump back. And they'll burn themselves, challe ho jage, they won't feel it. One of their childs has had 6 surgeries and bone plates. He's almost like a bionic child. He breaks them, he does have no pain. He breaks his leg, no pain. His elbow, no pain. The shin, no pain. They actually moved, he actually moved around all those days till they noticed some infection and realized, oh my God, his bones are broken and they are actually split, and now they had to shave it down and create a plate. So this is a chromosome 5 missing in these children's bloodstream, and they have no sense of pain, no sense of taste. They keep biting their tongues, they don't feel the taste and the shock of pain. So really, you know, lots of issues happen with missing information in the head. The soft spot when a baby is born, that's the first thing that the doctor looks out for, because this soft spot ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਤਾਲੂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹ ਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ in the middle, at the top. That means there can be lots of issues that can be wrong. There can also be issues of epileptic fits, ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਮਿਰਗੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ, for things that are not correctly balanced electrical balances, or ਜੇ ਤਾਲੂ ਵਿੱਚ infrequency ਹੋਵੇ, that can lead on to epileptic attacks. So really, the cerebral cortex, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ brain 'ਚ ਹੈਗਾ billions of neurons, and each one has several thousands other neurons. So much electrical energy is in this brain. That's with so much passion and drive I'm doing this program, and you're listening because you've got that sense of hearing. You understand? And then obviously these neurons command to the other fibers to carry signals. What a commanding center. Can any human being create a computer or a robot? In Japan, there is a restaurant where 4 robots serve you. They bring your food and take your food plates away. Each robot is $1 million, and there is 1 year waiting list for having a place to sit in that restaurant to eat food being served by robots. It still does not match the human brain. Humans have gone and conquered, and we're saying we've conquered the earth. We have been to Mars. We have seen that there is little water on the moon, and some life can happen on moon. And what is on earth, we're not, you know, composing with that and satisfying our needs through having good soil, good water, what we have done is contaminated our planet Earth. And with that contamination, with all those fumes that we have to smell, it gets to the head. The head has to deal with it, and somebody will say, oh my God, main to धुआं सूंघ के मेरा सिर कुट हो गया. You understand? The same thing happens when people get migraine headaches. The impairment of the mild blood flow and strictured vessels from the temporal to the neck and up to the head can cause migraine and headaches. But whatever our Bibiya do, they rush out for the first painkiller, and not let me massage my neck and not have the painkiller and the drugs, but they rush out to have a cup of tea, or they'll rush out to sleep it out to overcome the headache. So really congested is this body that the brain acts like with the patterns of signals to the rest of the muscle activity by secretion of hormone reflexes which are mediated from the spinal cord. The spinal cord, which is at the back, is also our relay center from the brain to the relay center of the cord, then right through the whole of the most congested complex spine system of the human body is Thodi read the haddi from neck till the tailbone. And the magical synapses and information and electrical energy running from head to toe is so complex, so much that it will take you maybe a whole 6 months to understand what I'm going to do to you in this program in literally 1 hour on every Monday at 9:40 p.m. So, you know, lots of things happen when we do not have good food. We compromise from having good amount of oxygen, and we think sitting in a heated room in the winter trying to keep warm, that is breathing the same air, body needs a huge amount of oxygen. The one organ only in the body that needs sugar, you'll be shocked to hear, it's not the pancreas, it's not the stomach, it's not the liver. The only one organ that needs glucose is the brain. Lack of glucose or a drop of blood sugars, which could be hypoglycemia or it could be hyperglycemia, would cause the brain to go into a coma. And that could take a millisecond, you know, to cause damage or issues that can cause a minor internal bleeding, and that could leave you with a scar or a damaged part of the brain that may never repair. So, neuroscience jehdi hegi, we look at the brain as the biological complex and a very complex, very different from any computer known on earth, and any computer that has got the best CPU. Our brain is even beyond that. Physiologically, they are neurotransmitters, receptors, brain de vich. All this electrical energy, jehdi human quantum field energy, jehdi ke I do with NES scanning, jehda ke main NES scan kardi for the last 2 decades, and a scan though I find out the electromagnetic field disturbance from the head to the toe, and then we correct that by giving the infoceuticals that correct that human quantum field body energy, and then they bring every organ back into a repair mode, a communication mode start easier. Keh rahe ne that really by another less than 10 years, the whole world will be living on a quantum field. I've already started the quantum field energy, which was studied in Australia 20 years ago. It is so amazing. Everything will be running on the quantum field. So really we are trying to explore more and more. Whatever happens, also metabolism of food, the brain sends signals whether you have eaten the right food. The small intestine will send signals to the brain to eat more. If you are malnutritioned, if your food is not right, you've not had the right kind of food, the information that will be sent to the brain back is eat more. Perception and motor control, thinking ahead, motor control, arousal, feeling of excitement, of a sexual drive, of motivation, ke main bhaj ke aa karyawa, main bhaj ke o karyawa. Lack of motivation can make somebody feel very sluggish and tired. And then learning and memory, which is one of the biggest things that you can say, mera bachcha hoshyar hai, chota bacha nalaik hega. Some people's learning skills are very good, some people's memory skills are good, and some people have an impairment with learning but also remembering. Obviously, the smell, the vision, touch, sensation, emotions, behavior, all these are locked up in this beautiful brain in the scalp, which is to match a walnut. They have tried to match that. Only a dolphin is an animal that matches the human brain. Very intelligent, and it does squeak, it does have a few actions, and a sea lion also can take lot of commands. I've been to Scotland and I went down to see to a few wildlife parks and saw how commanding and well trained these sea lions were. Aapa bacche nu janam dinde ne, and we try to train the child to speak, to hold a knife, or a spoon initially, to drink from the beaker. All these motor skills are taught by a mother, you know. But where do things go wrong is when synthetic kind of foods go into the system is the sugar. The biggest toxic thing and the biggest sweet poison, which is sugar, that does not help the brain because it is not required. We just need glucose, which can come from fruits and rice and dal. It does not have to be sugar, but a split second of a hypoglycemic person with blood sugars running lower than 3 can cause a huge amount of trauma to the head and a person going into coma. Electrochemical impulses, they transmit signals to 100 millionth second. It takes me longer to say that. And imagine how much it takes to go through your system. Amazing. Axons transmit signals to the other neurons, and it means that, you know, they are specialized junctions, junction boxes apne gardan de vich, in our head, that are called synapses. These junction boxes in the brain contain 100 trillion synapses, not million, not zillion, trillion. 100 trillion synapses are in our brain, and these are the ones that take the information. But also called the myelin sheath, which is the fatty insulated sheath, is our myelin sheath. When if it has any inflammation or lesions, that can lead on to MS and ME. And MS, which can even taking 10 steps could be a problem, and ME. Both MS I treat very successfully depending how long. I've been very successful from down south to up north of England of getting people with ME, motor neuron diseases, to start moving their limbs and legs and arms and neck where they were just like rubber dolls. Also people having parasites and thrush. So much wrong within the brain that these synapses are not working. Wherever there was inflammation and lesions, we have reduced that, and they have been perfectly fine. But some MS patients and some chronically ME are very hard to treat, and you know, MS seems to be really hitting children as young as 12 and 10. And to date, sometimes I have to visit children who are 24 years, and in 14 years they have been bedridden, bachare, apne bacche with MS. There are so many other issues that we need to explore, as parasites and fungus and bacteria, and you know, things that where the lesions are in the brain, how do we correct those? Swallowing becomes a difficulty, talking becomes a difficulty, walking becomes a difficulty. That's so sad, because these synapses are information, is what is making us do what we are doing. We are sitting and watching. I'm processing the information out of my head and giving it to you. You're listening to me, and you might say to your friend, oh my God, Dr. Manjeet ne yahan kya siga? So really all this information collection, understanding, my idea is just to dissect information, give it to you, and then all this other memory tonic I do in my clinic. I do brain enhancer capsules, I do brain power food, we do brain power pinya. And people, if you have missed the pinya show, you've probably missed a lot, because super brain food pinya, which are so amazing, they are fantastic in energy boosting, they are fantastic for vitality, and chusti, that means, you know, you have that power and the drive to get up and go. I can take 2 and run from here to Birmingham without a stop and still work, touch wood, till 10 p.m. and that in between, maybe at 3 o'clock, I'll have another half a penny. And that is superfood, what your brain needs. It gives you the vitality, it gives you the chusti, it gives you the furtili, it gives you the energy, and that comes through the food that the brain needs. The brain can also drive down a hill without the good essential fats. So for vegetarian sources, I have great vegetarian oils that stop the brain from going kushk, and for the non-vegetarian, with all respect to the vegetarians, I do have the non-vegetarian products. Again, good foods, good nutrition is what I'll actually dissect in the second half. Stay tuned, stay alert, keep your brain synapses and neurons and electrons going. Grab a cup of green tea without any milk and sugar, and stay tuned into the second half of this great amazing show, which I hope you will take enough information to say, I think I need something from Manjeet for my memory and short-term memory, long-term memory, memory enhancer. Even for exams, I do amazing drops. Into the second half with Manjeet Kaur with this little short, sweet water break.